Bitcoin and Ethereum are literally dropping hard right now. Guys, as we've spoken before, I literally took a short on Bitcoin and Ethereum a couple of hours ago. I posted the video when I took these shorts. As you can see from this video, the title is very bullish. However, from the beginning of the video, I said something that was very, very important. I want to start by showing you what I said on the previous video before telling you guys where Bitcoin and Ethereum are gonna bottom out, as you can see. So let's start by hearing what I said on the first couple of seconds, 5 seconds literally of the first or the previous video. Okay guys, I literally just shorted Bitcoin and Ethereum a couple of seconds ago. I'm gonna share with you, this was basically what I said a couple of hours ago, almost 17 hours ago, and now literally that was the top for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm very pleased with how these shorts went on Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you want to know why I took these shorts and how I got to short the top of Bitcoin and Ethereum, watch the last video. However, right now I just want to focus on why Bitcoin is dropping hard and where's the closest next support, or I'm looking for a long on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So watch this small video till the end. So basically what happens right now, or what's happening right now, is Bitcoin, after the futures market opened at almost 2 p.m. Dubai time, we saw Bitcoin drop very heavily because, as you know, during the weekends volume is very, very poor. However, once we open the futures market at the middle of the night, from Sunday going into Monday, we can see that it's very, very obvious how the volume has changed. We got a huge amount of shorts being opened. If you go to the ExoChart app, we can see, or I can show you actually how many shorts were opened at that time. Once we opened the futures market, we got almost 100 million of shorts being opened, pushing the price down, and the continuation happened. We basically had a huge drop during the weekdays. We got a very silent and very boring weekend, and then we kept going downwards once we opened the futures market and once we got the new open of the new week. Now let me walk you through, guys, why we actually might drop even harder and where this could actually flip from a bad situation into a good situation. If you go to the 4-hourly time frame, I've mentioned before in the same video yesterday that the next closest support is actually on the 16th or 116.5k, as you can see. However, I didn't actually take a long from this level because obviously we had a huge drop, so there was no single good reaction or positive reaction on the 16.5k. So I decided against taking a long at this level. I'm still waiting for a better long. The closest area that I'm looking into is basically this 14.6k to 114.1k. This is the next best long to look at, because basically if you go to the 4-hour time frame and use the volume profile from the beginning of this breakout till the current price action, we can see that most of the volume is on the upside. However, we can actually divide this range into a smaller range and a bigger range, and we can see that we actually made a previous old range on this side. And if you use the volume profile on this section only, we can see that we've got the points control area, or the highest volume area in the section, being at 114.6k, sorry. So this is the next best support to have on Bitcoin. However, this isn't the most huge or the most important support for Bitcoin. We can actually lose this level and go to the 112.5k. However, this is actually the next long area I'm looking at. If we bounce perfectly from the 114k level or 114.6k level, then I might look to turn this into a long. However, the most important thing right now is for Bitcoin to reclaim 116.5k. Say it's either by right now going upwards and then liquidating the shorts that I've opened with a huge volume as I've showed you, or we get a nice drop, get the long, and then wait for the switch or the reversal from 116.5k. So we are basically right now very, very bearish. However, I'm not against the idea of taking a long at the 114.5k. However, this could be a small scalp of a long until we can see strength by breaking 116.5k. If we reclaim 116.5k, then we can talk about a new all-time high being put on Bitcoin. So no new all-time high till we break 116.5k. Also on Ethereum has dropped very heavily. On that same video, I told you that I shorted Ethereum at literally the top of 4500.5. As you can see, that was basically the short I got into Ethereum. I shared it with you guys as soon as I opened the trade. As you can see right now, we're actually still looking for a long after we got the successful short. We started looking for a long. However, we are right now at critical support, but I'm still waiting for Bitcoin to decide, or at least to drop to support. I don't want to get into an Ethereum trade before Bitcoin hits its support. However, right now Ethereum is at support. I'm still searching for a long, either by reclaiming 4300 as you can see, or dropping further down to sub 4,000 levels on Ethereum. I'm still looking for a new all-time high. The short was very nice, was very perfect. However, I don't want to get into a long trade right now while Bitcoin is being a bit weak. I'm still looking for some strength of Bitcoin before deciding to get into a long. However, I'm still right now I'm still deciding that fact. If we're clearing 4,300, then I'm probably gonna be looking into a trade. I'm still very bullish on Ethereum, and after shorting this small section of the chart, I'm actually looking now to take it up towards to a new all-time high, either by longing at 4,300 or waiting for sub 4K before getting into a long trade, following our plan that I've shared with you guys via the Elliott wave theory. We're actually right now putting wave 4 either here, or if we can go or drop even further, take this liquidity and go sub $4,000, then we can actually wait for a new all-time high. Either way, I'm still looking for a long on Ethereum. I'm just deciding or waiting on Bitcoin before I do that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching, guys.